Hey everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of Javier in the Air. This is season 5, episode 10. So I have a good mixture of stuff today. If this is your first time to the show, welcome. If it's not, welcome back. So we're going to do our Trash in the Hood as always and what's been going on for the past 2 weeks there. We're going to have our Zen Moment. Then we're going to go into our Spirit Times and talk a little bit about the brunch we just had last week and the winners of that and what's going to be the next theme, and then talk a little bit about what's coming up for the next couple of episodes for that. And then we're going to have, if we have time, we're going to follow it up with a Riddle Me This. So I hope you will enjoy the show. I know I do. I enjoy having it for you. And if you have any thoughts, comments, or suggestions for the show, either before you watch this or after you watch this, please let me know. Send me an email, send me a text message, send me a message on my YouTube channel, Javier in the Air. If you have me on Facebook, reach me out there. If you have me on Instagram, reach me out there. So, but either way, if you need something, reach out to me. So, let's go ahead and get into our Trash in the Hood. Dark Frog Social Media presents Trash in the Hood, weeks 90 and 91. Hey everybody, welcome back to Trash in the Hood. So this is week 90, day 1. And you can see a bunch of weird stuff, many liquor bottles and wrappers and parts of a sprinkler, and then actual inner tube for a bicycle tire, beverage containers, papers and wrappers, and all sorts of good fun stuff. I think I also found a key that's not shown there, bottle of Purell, which is kind of ironic, but there you go. So it was a little bit crazy on this day. And then of course the cigarette butts, and there is now a couple of Swisher Sweets or cigarillo smokers in the neighborhood. This is day 2, another interesting day. You see there, dead center is a half of a plastic Easter egg and a ping pong ball. Then far right, you see a can of Ready Whip. So it seems to me like somebody was doing some whippets. If you know what that is, you know. Pretty light on the cigarettes though, so I was very nice to see that. It was not the normal route that we go, so I guess maybe that helped out. So the streets that I went down, good for you on trying to keep your streets clean, or maybe you just by habit they're clean because y'all don't throw out a lot of trash on the road. So either way, thanks a lot for that. So we went into day 2, and you see here some crazy hose that we found as actually part of day 2, and so very crazy. It was quite a large hose, but in between were bits of sprinkler bits. So I thought it was interesting to just have this out separate. Here we go into week 91. This is day 1. This was a really crazy one. I guess the weekend everybody got crazy as far as throwing junk out onto the road. You see a piece of cardboard underneath everything, and then we have some beverage containers, and in the circles you see one glove, one sock, and then a different sock from like a different pair of socks. So I still am amazed and just disoriented by how people throw out one sock. Well, and then you also see a bunch of to-go containers, a cigarette box, and then quite a bit, about 46 cigarette butts. So it was a bad week or bad day. So this is day 2, which was amazing to me, and props go out to the streets again that I went down. If you need to know, just let me know, because they were really, really clean. I only found a handful of cigarette butts, toilet paper roll, which was interesting, beverage container top, and then in that yellow outline was a tire fender. I was actually out on 620 and El Salito, and this was what was there. It was very interesting that somebody had a wreck or an accident or a fender bender, and I found this huge thing. So even though everything else was small, that made up for everything else, unfortunately. Okay, so that's your Trash in the Hood, or that's our Trash in the Hood. So I want to take a brief moment and give a shout out to people that have been helping me pick up trash. So there's the Takashitas from time to time, and then my sister who lives down the street also helps me out from time to time. So I appreciate both of you getting out there and walking with me, and if not picking up trash, at least pointing out some of the trash that I miss, which is just as important. So again, people have been quite positive out on the road and been either thanking me or saying, hey, way to go on picking up trash, which I appreciate. No negativity out there, which I also appreciate. But it's become almost now a labor of love now because part of it is because of my health, and I want to make sure that I try to stay as healthy as I can. And part of it is making sure that I get out and I walk every day. The other part is that it helps clean up the neighborhood. And I live in this neighborhood. I've been here 9 years now, and I appreciate seeing other people pick up the trash as well. And I know that if I didn't do it, that eventually it would accumulate. Not because other people aren't doing it, it's just because there's that much. And so, there needs to be more than one person doing it on a somewhat weekly basis. So if you have an opportunity in your neighborhood, and you like to see it clean, who doesn't like to have come home to a clean house? Who doesn't like to drive down a clean street that's their street as they drive to their house? I know I do, and I know just about everybody else does, who has to drive to and from work or even to and from your errands. So it really is something to do. And speaking of something to do, I just realized that I didn't have my light on. Shame on me for that. No wonder I looked a little washed out. Let me see if I could do this while we're talking here. So, if you can do your trash, that's really important. So, also remember when you throw your trash away to try to bag it, which I know is not something that everyone does, but it's important because it will keep it inside the trash can for the pickup team to pick up your trash. Because a lot of times if you don't do that, when they're dumping it into the truck, it will fly out and then it's all over the street, and so you certainly don't want that. So there you have it. Oh, and so now look, I look a little bit better now. So that's for the trash. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move into our Zen moment. So I might try to have either some photos, if I can find it, of the neighborhood or things around me, or I'll just go back to the nice stock media that they have. So we'll see. So here's our Zen moment. All right, so there was our Zen moment for today in honor of the rain that's coming down outside. It's been coming down on and off for since late last night, actually. So we are under a flood advisory, so be careful if you're in the Austin Cedar Park area. And I think it's even gone as far south as San Antonio, or at least it did earlier yesterday. So I don't know if it's continuing there or not. So that bit of music was actually AI generated, which I want to bring up a little bit. So there's people that might be opposed to AI doing some of the stuff, but I don't have a problem with it for some of it. I understand if it takes away people's jobs, but this is free generated music that they're offering me, so I don't think it's taking anything away from anybody because they also have the other music there. Some of it is also royalty free, and then some of it I do have would have to pay royalties on in order to have it on my show. So I haven't gone that far yet because I'm still free and clear, no sponsors, no beneficial partners or anything like that. So I'm keeping it free and clear, and so I'm keeping it free and clear to bring it to you. So AI stuff. I mean, it's already here. Either you hate it or you love it or you're indifferent about it, but either way, it's here. So there you go. So that brings us to our next area, which we're going to talk a little bit about spirit time. Like I said, I don't think I have a lot of pictures from the thing because I was doing a lot of work behind the scenes. I had some family in town as well, so I was doing, hosting them and cooking, and they were cooking, so everything was really good. Turned out really nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have some stock photos of some stuff and see if I did have anything, I'll put it on there as well. So here's our spirit time for today. Dark Frog Social Media presents Spirit Time. This week, Sparkling Wine Brunch. Hey everybody, so I wanted to show you the tent frame that I finally put together with the help of friends and family. Over the year, well actually probably more than 2 years ago, I acquired this metal tent frame that a neighbor on the other side of the street from me was throwing away or was gonna throw away, and I had the opportunity to take it and finally put it together. Lost the bolts, so I had to go buy some more bolts, but turned out to be a really nice 12 by 12 frame with feet and everything. So like I said, with the help of friends and family, I was able to put it together. And then I don't have the finished one. Maybe I'll put that on the next show. But I did get a nice tarp for it, and then I zip tied it through the eye holes, and it has become a really sturdy frame, and it was perfect for the brunch we had that day. So to have with the sparkling wine, I decided to kind of go outside my normal and try something new. So this is called a blueberry clafouti, and it is just kind of like a German apple pancake, which is kind of like a Dutch baby pancake, which is basically a giant pancake that you cook in your iron skillet. So a fancy name, but it was really cool. So this was the batter for it. So after I made the batter, I take my cast iron skillet and I line the bottom. After I buttered it, I lined the bottom with fresh, large blueberries. So this was about, I'd say probably close to 2 cups of blueberries, and it just really filled up the entire bottom of the cast iron skillet. So if you want to make it blueberry intensive or fruit intensive, which you should use berries for this recipe, then you definitely want to do what I did. So here's the outcome of the clafouti on here, and it came out really good. I think next time I may want to roll the blueberries in flour so that they stay at the bottom, but there was plenty at the bottom. Plus this wasn't very high, so I think next time I may want to do a double batch and then go really thick so that it's almost like the size of a cake. But it turned out really, really nice. So I apologize to one and all who made it to the brunch that I didn't have any photos of it, and turned out to be a fantastic one. We were there for about 4 hours, maybe 4.5 hours, and everything got drunk, so that was nice. There was about 14, 16 people there at one point. We did have people popping in and out, and it turned out to be Not the best day, but wasn't the worst day. And actually, it was a little bit windy, and there wasn't much sun, so that made it actually quite nice. So you didn't have to be under the tent, but it was nice to do it anyway. So on top of that, like I said, we were out back. Rain held off until late in the afternoon, so that was good. And we had 9 submissions, including a big old jar that neighbors James and Zita Pavlovsky brought of their sangria, which was fantastic. A lot of fruit in there, which I really appreciated. Needed something to chew on while I was drinking everything else as well. Plenty of citrus. I believe the base was Merlot, and then also had a bunch of other alcohols. So if you really want to know the recipe, let me know and I can get it from James and Zida. So that was really good. And then we had very different types of sparkling wine. So remember, champagne is sparkling wine, but not all sparkling wine is champagne. So we have to remember that, which is why we went with sparkling wine in the first place. Though some champagne was brought, and it was really good. The winner turned out to be I'm looking at the board here, that's why, give me a second. It looks like it says Bella Strand, but Bella for sure. It was a mango Bellini, so we were doing more of a cocktail thing, which is why the sangria came into play than just a straight up sparkling wine. I don't think many people drank just straight up sparkling wine. They were drinking it with something else. But if you did, and I know I did as well, there was some really good tasty ones there. So, but it was a mango Bellini that actually won the day, and that was from our good friends of the show, James and Julia Takashita, and which is fascinating to me because they're the ones that probably drink the least of all my friends that come to this tasting, and yet they seem to be consistently winning throughout the years that I've been doing this. So kudos to them. They got their $25 gift card, and hopefully they'll be using it for the next tasting. So before I move on to what the next tasting is, so plenty of food and wine was drunk and eaten there. It was a great time by all. I had family in town as well, and they thoroughly enjoyed it. And so it was really great to have as many people out here as I did. So it turned out really nice. And day drinking is not for the faint of heart. So we had some good drinkers here, and I'm sure everybody went home safely. But they went home and had a nap. I know I did. I probably napped for about 3 hours after I got everything put away and washed up. So and thanks for helping clean up my. And so it was really good time. And then we decided for the next show, for the next tasting, we are going to do tequila cocktails. So now I know some of you may only know a tequila cocktail as a margarita, but there are tons of other drinks that have tequila in it, and I'm hoping that I see some ones that will be next month. So for the month of May, it will be tequila cocktails, and it will be at evening again. I did have there were some misunderstandings and communication, and a couple people who were supposed to make it unfortunately thought it was still at night, so they didn't. They were texting me that they were going to be heading out or that they couldn't make it, and I said, well, it's already happened. I don't know what you're talking about. So sad that they didn't make it, but we'll see them next time. So that was so I'm really looking forward to next time. It'll be at the evening again. If you live in the Cedar Park, Austin area, and you know me, and you'd like to be a taster, a judger, or you have a cocktail in mind and you'd like to bring it and present it, then by all means, please reach out to me here on the show, Javier In The Air, or any way you know how to get a hold of me. So that's it for our Spirit Times and our brunch. So next up is let's see, I still have plenty of time. Next up is going to be our Riddle Me This, so let's go straight to it. Dark Frog Social Media presents Riddle Me This. Okay, so this is Riddle Me This week 7. So what is this exactly? A lot of red going on there. Some white, which could be spaces, could be part of whatever this is. But I had a couple of guesses and they weren't quite right. So I thought I would let them know you're not quite right. And here is what it is. So this is a rose bush that has been with me since I moved here. It was very struggling when I first moved in, and I have not done a lot for it, but I've given it a chance to grow. So it does really fantastic. It's fantastic rose bush. So turned out really nice. So and there you have it, folks. So let's see what our week 8 is gonna be. And here is week 8. This is the cutaway. So, what exactly is that? What's that piece of orange on the right side? How blue can you be on this? Blue is blue is blue. Not to mention that there's some, looks like there's a reflection maybe on the right hand side. I don't know. What can it be? So, make your guesses and send them to me as soon as you can, and I'll give you the reveal next week, or actually next episode. Okay, everyone, and there you have it. This week's episode, or this time's episode, is complete. So, if you have any thoughts or comments or suggestions or feedback in any way, shape, or form, and you'd like to get it to me, please leave me a note here on my YouTube channel, Javier in the Air, or you can reach me in my YouTube handle, Javier hashtag Javier in the Air 01. That's Javier in the Air, not on the air. So, and for those of you who have been with me through the 5 seasons, I appreciate you. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad you watched it. I hope you like the new format of less than 30 minutes and also the format of every other week. I've gotten some good feedback for that, so thank you. If you'd like to see something on the show or you'd like to be on the show, please reach out to me, however you know how to get a hold of me, and I will put you on the show. Either here in my studios headquarters, or we can go over Zoom if you're not in the Cedar Park area. If you have a mom and pop business and you'd like to promote it on here by me interviewing you, please reach out to me and I will get you on the show. If you have any other thoughts or you'd like to be a co-host for a day, please reach out to me and we can get something set up. I do have multiple cameras so that we can have something going here in the studio. So there you have it, everyone. I hope you have enjoy the rest of your rainy Sunday. This is April 28th, 2024, and I will see you all again in 2 weeks. Thanks a lot, everyone.